We welcome you into coverage of the Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League Baseball Playoffs here on the Westmoreland Sports Network, as today we open a doubleheader with an elimination game as the number 8 seed Bardini's Meat Links go against the number 5 seed St. Anthony Saints here at Rosa Ogletti Park on the border of Latrobe and Dairy. Sean Myers joined by Roger Downs. And Roger, the task is simple for these teams. Win and continue your season. Play tomorrow. For the team that comes up short, the 2025 campaign comes to an end earlier than they had hoped and expected. So you can't really replicate the urgency that we might see from these teams here tonight in the way that the coaches approach the game as well.
Absolutely, Sean. Win and you're in, basically, to continue on in the playoffs. Lose, and you might as well get out the sunscreen, and maybe for some families and some players, a well-deserved vacation, but nobody wants that to happen just yet.
Bardini's the number 8 seed coming in on the heels of a lopsided 13-1 loss against St. Joe's. That was on Friday. That game was much closer than the final score indicated for the first 4 innings. However, St. Joe's scoring 6 runs to enact the mercy rule in that 5th inning. So the Meat Links will bat first as the number 8 seed and visitors. Their lineup begins with Owen Schober. He, the third baseman, wears number 3. Then it's Cam Ferry in center field, clad in number 24. Drew Blasi, number 8, plays at shortstop. Batting cleanup is their catcher, number 9, Vinny Raza. Then it's extra hitter number 11, Mason Link. Chase Burkett at first base follows. He wears 31. Sebastian Shine is at second base wearing 15. Then it's number 4, Rylan Walker in left field. The starting pitcher, number 1, is Cam Sutton. And the number 10 hitter, 00 right fielder, Caleb Price.
Defensively for the Saints, on the hill, Landon Smith. Behind the plate, Max DeLugas. At first base, Jackson McCrevsky. Second base, Alex Thays. The third baseman is Tristan Cole. Mason Perla is the shortstop. Wynn Dudick is in left field. Seth Spiller in center. Mason Blair is the right fielder.
Much like yesterday, plenty of clouds in the sky here.
Well, a very hot, humid day here in Westmoreland County.
We mentioned that the Meat Links suffered a lopsided loss. It was also a little bit a lopsided setback for St. Anthony's. That was surprising because that came in the 4-5 matchup against the Dairy Ukes. The Ukes winning that 12-4 last Friday. So both these teams have had plenty of time since those losses to regather themselves as we are set for the opening pitch from Smith to Schober. And that offering misses high. Schober this season batting .276. Meat Links are 6-17 on the campaign. 12-11 the record for the Saints.
That pitch low for ball 2. Lance Harries, our umpire behind the plate. Sean Gustafson is on the bases.
Smith trying to find the zone for the first time. Misses low. 24 1/3 innings for Landon Smith. 2-2 with a couple of saves. 17 walks to go with 19 strikeouts, so not a great ratio in that regard, and a pretty elevated 7.48 ERA this season.
Well, Landon Smith is only a 13-year-old, and this roster for the Saints, only 4 15-year-olds. They are a young team, and their future looks very, very bright.
A 4-pitch walk to begin the contest.
Now batting center fielder number 24, Cam Ferry.
So Schober's aboard. One thing we have seen, Roger, not just this year, but many, many years that we've been covering the Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League, you get a runner on first that has some good speed, pretty good percentage of time that player is able to get into scoring position with a steal.
Yeah, big lead by Schober right now.
Not on the move. First pitch swinging. Cam Ferry hits it to straightaway center. Spiller Now taking a few steps towards right, makes the catch for the first out. Surprised that he swung at the first offering after a 4-pitch walk?
I am indeed. A lot of times you got to pay attention to the runner ahead of you, but
How about
maybe he
shortstop
liked
for
that
eight,
one.
Drew
He threw a
Blasi.
4-pitch walk. Might have been to his benefit to maybe take a pitch or two.
In steps Drew Blasi. He takes the first pitch, and it's a curveball for a strike from Smith. Smith very deliberate and methodical walk back to the rubber.
I'm kind of surprised that Schober hasn't taken off yet.
There he goes. It's a called strike on the outside corner, throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Schober, but Blasi now behind 0-2.
Drew Blasi, maybe he's one of those kids that needs 2 strikes, focuses in a little bit more and wants to put the ball and play hard somewhere.
Fouls that off. Mentioned the loser goes home. The winner will play tomorrow against the loser of tonight's nightcap. At least that's the schedule. I know that could change with the forecast looking a little ominous. 0-2. That's hit pretty sharply out to right center, and it's going to find the grass. Spiller cuts it off. It'll bring home a run. And Blasi pulls into second, and the Meat Lynx strike first. It is a 1-0 lead on the RBI double.
Well placed off the bat of Drew Blasi, tailing away from the center fielder to right
9,
center
Vinny
field,
Raza.
and Mason Blair, the right fielder, unable to catch up to it. It's a very good start for the Meat Lynx.
Vinny Raza trying to continue that strong start as he steps in. Blasi at second, 1-0 Bardini's here in the top of the first. Offering misses away. A walk, a steal, a double so far for the Meat Lynx under the guidance of manager Griffin Clark, who was a championship-winning player at Greater Latrobe High School less than a decade ago. Two 2-0 to Raza. Called strike on the breaking ball.
Kind of like what Landon Smith is doing. Pearl is trying to keep the runner at second, Drew Blasi, close. And as Smith looks back, he usually waits to see if Perla is in his defensive position before he continues on with his motion.
One time Perla cutting in front of the runner. As a swing and a miss, but it gets away. They're going to have to throw to first to complete the strikeout. Not in time. And so a strikeout but wild pitch. Not only does Raza reach, Blasi gets to third.
That'll bring up
Now batting
Mason
extra
Link.
hitter number 11, Mason Link.
Danger zone here for the Saints. Let's see if Raza will be in motion.
You think he probably on the first pitch will be going.
Pretty substantial lead for the young man.
He takes off. It's a strike. They throw to third. Not in time. Pretty good effort there by DeLugas, the catcher, but back with a head-first slide is Blasi.
Great effort there by the Saints. Blasi caught almost snapping at third base. Now having a little chat with Matt Henderson, the third base coach. Brett Valorani coaching at first.
Called strike. Lincoln an 0-2 hole. Batting with 2 in scoring position. 1 run already out on the board for the Meat Lynx. That matches their output on Friday in that lopsided loss against St. Joe's. Swing and a miss. And they have to throw it again. There's the throw. It's in time. Throw back home, and that is not in time. And you could tell DeLugas, with how far he had to go up the first baseline, Roger, is hesitant to throw it, knowing that it probably would bring home a run, which is exactly what happened.
Yes, indeed. Between a rock and a hard place, no matter what he did, there was going to be some sort of positive effect for the Meat Lynx on that strikeout.
Now batting first
So
base,
Blasi
number 31, Chase Burkett.
makes it a 2-0 game. They throw to third again, this time not particularly close. Count 1-0 on Chase Burkett. Golfs this one to second. Pretty routine for Faze as he throws across and retires aside. But 2 runs come across. Good start for Bardini's on just 1 hit and 1 left on base. We've played a half an inning. Bardini's 2, St. Anthony's coming to bat as we continue the Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League playoffs right here on WSN.
The Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League was founded in 1968 and features players from 13 to 15 years old. The league has no geographic boundaries, which allows players from many different areas and school districts to participate. For complete standings, team rosters, photos, news, and league sponsors, visit the Latrobe Dairy Teener League online at www.ldatl.com. That's ldatl.com. You can also follow Teener League updates on Facebook. Good luck to the teams, players, coaches, and everyone that makes the Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League one of the top leagues in the state.
Smale Kia's summer sticker sales event is on. Look for specially tagged vehicles for extra savings. And with over 100 vehicles in stock and more on the way, now's the time. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on 2025 Kia Sportage Ice and Kia Sereno Ice. Save $300 to $500 when you buy or lease with VIN-specific bonus cash. And every new Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Look for the stickers and look for the savings at Smale Kia.
We've played a half an inning and a good start for the Meat Lynx. Bardini's up 2-0. Sean and Roger here on the call. An elimination game. Loser will see its season conclude. So now the Saints come to the plate. Let's take a look at their batting order. It begins with Max DeLugas, the catcher, who wears number 9. Landon Smith on the bump follows. He wears number 7. Then it's number 10, Seth Spiller in center field. Batting cleanup, third baseman 28 is Tristan Cole. Jackson Makrevsky is at first base wearing 77. Then it's 17, Mason Perla, who's at short. Alex Thays, the second baseman, wears 34. Wynn Dudek is in left field, clad in number 5. In right field is number 6, Mason Blair. And Bennett Bazilla, the extra hitter, wears number 19.
On the mound for the Meat Lynx, Cam Sutton. Behind the plate, Vinny Raza. Chase Burkett is at first base. Sebastian Shine is at second base. Owen Schober at third. Drew Blasi is the shortstop. Rylan Walker is in left field. Cam Ferry in center. Caleb Price is the right fielder.
Matt Hato, the manager for St. Anthony's. 12-11 record for the Saints entering today's matchup.
Both teams are young. Both only have 4 15-year-olds on the roster. Plenty of 13 and 14-year-olds getting quality playing time.
24 and a third innings for Sutton on the bump. 0-1 record. He's issued 13 walks to go with 20 strikeouts and a 4.60 ERA. First pitch swing, it's hit pretty well out to left. Walker underneath it, and he makes the catch to retire Max DeLugos for the first out.
Now batting pitcher number 7, Landon Smith.
We have 2 13-year-old pitchers in tonight's contest at this point.
Sutton facing his mound mate Smith now. And he delivers a first pitch strike. Saints clad in the blue. Meat Links wearing the maroon. Oh, and 2 on Smith.
To thank everyone for tuning in to tonight's first game here live and direct from Rosa O'Glady Park, home of the Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
That was below the zone, hit to short. Blossy stays down on it and throws across. Smith, the second out.
Yeah, it has not been a lot of rain in the Latrobe area as of late. The infield is very hard right now, very dusty as well.
10, Seth Spiller.
That was a pretty true hop for Blossy, it seemed like. Here's Spiller. Well outside. Spiller had a couple of hits, and the second one produced an RBI in that first round loss on Friday. Breaking ball away.
Patient at bat from Seth Spiller.
As he kicks some dirt around in the box. Another one away. Seems like Sutton does not want to miss over the plate or inside at this point.
Tristan Cole on deck.
And a 4-pitch walk, none of them particularly close. So Spiller, the first base runner for the Saints.
Now batting third baseman number 28, Tristan Cole.
Third consecutive left-handed hitter, Tristan Cole, to the plate. There's a strike. Cole served as the extra hitter on Friday. He's playing the hot corner here tonight. Runner from first breaks, and that's a stolen base. No chance for Raza as the pitch was in the dirt. Spiller was likely to get second regardless. So the count draws even. It's 1-1. Wild swing and a miss by Cole. That was nowhere near the strike zone as the count goes 1-2.
The 14-year-olds, Bardini's has the 4. They're starting 2. St. Anthony's also 4. They're starting 3 15-year-olds.
Hit the opposite way and through. Walker mishandles it, and that's going to allow a chance to score a run. And it will score a run. And now they've got Cole in a pickle. And he is out. But Cole gets a single, and Spiller able to score as the third out is recorded. It is now 2-1 as we head to the second. Both teams getting on the board. Bardini's and St. Anthony's as we continue our coverage right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
EBAT Pittsburgh East, the area's premier baseball and softball training academy, is now open in Westmoreland County. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features dual fungo man pitching machines, hit tracks enabled cages, and professional bullpens. With private baseball and softball instruction, we're here to help you dominate the diamond. And don't forget to stop into our pro shop, powered by Rawlings and Easton, for the latest gear. DBAT Pittsburgh East, now open in export. Visit dbatpiteast.com.
Whether you're just stopping in for a drink at the bar or having lunch or dinner, give one of D'Annunzio's seasonal drink specials a try. Our refreshing house-made sangria comes in 3 flavors: red, white, and peach. We have local craft beers on tap as well. Plus, D'Annunzio's offers our very own private label wine. We have Chardonnay, White Zinfandel, Pinot Grigio, Moscato, Cabernet, Merlot, Pinot Noir, and Champagne at D'Annunzio's.
First inning in the books. We head to the second. 2-1 Meat Links in front. Sean and Roger here on WSN. It was a single and an error, so no RBI for Cole. And then he got aggressive on the base pass and proved costly, making the third out. So the Meat Links back to the dish. They'll have 7, 8, 9 in their 10-batter order due up.
First batter in the top of the second inning will be Sebastian Shine.
That misses in. There's a called strike.
Bardini starting 6 13-year-olds this evening. And 3 14-year-olds, and then the 2 15-year-olds.
That's away. Did you have any baseball gear that was as colorful as Shine's, Roger?
Absolutely not. Anything that would be considered colorful for me may have been my couple of years I wore white spikes,
That
which
messes
after
up.
a few games they're kind of brown. No, he has some colorful batting gloves, a colorful bat, kind of thing. Looks like he thinks he's going to be in the home run derby.
Bounce to second. Thays throws across, and Shine's eliminated for the first out. Did you watch any of the derby last night?
I did. I watched O'Neal Cruz.
He's your favorite player, I know that.
He very well could be.
Now batting left fielder number 4, Ryland Walker.
But he needs to get maybe a little bit focused a bit more, but I thought he did very, very well. But I know your favorite team and one of your favorite players won the whole thing.
That's right, Cal Raleigh, which I did not anticipate him doing particularly well. This one's bounced to first. Going to be tough play. And winning the race is McCrefsky. I thought he had no chance once he decided not to flip it to Smith, but he knew best. He's able to win that foot race against Walker for a great play in the second out.
Yeah, nicely done by McCrefsky.
Now batting pitcher
Landon
number 1,
Smith a
Cam
hair
Sutton.
late, getting over to cover. Young players, if you're a pitcher on the mound, ball hit to the first baseman or the second baseman, sprint to the bag. You may have to cover.
Popped up but out of play. See, I thought, not to say that you're incorrect because maybe Smith should have moved a little quicker, but I thought he got to the base before McCrefsky did and that it could have been flipped to Smith. But I think McCrefsky just kind of made up his mind and said, I'm just going to take it myself because I know I can win the race. And you take the toss out of that exchange if you do that.
And McCrefsky is much, much taller than Ryland Walker. Those long strides came in handy there.
Here's the 1-1 to Sutton. Called strike. Smith looking to author a 1-2-3 inning. That's bounced foul.
See some umbrellas in the distance in the crowd. Some in the bleachers as well.
Oh, it's a very light rain at this point. Let's keep it like that. Here's the 1-2.
Caleb Price is on deck, the right fielder.
And now the count's full.
31 total pitches now for Landon Smith here in the top of inning number 2.
Here's the payoff. Skied, playable for the catcher, and it was touched in fair territory, so that's a fair ball.
It is indeed.
And so Sutton reaches on the E2. I know typically, certainly at higher levels, Roger, you don't want your pitcher making the play, but I thought that was probably easier for Smith than DeLugos.
From an angle standpoint, absolutely.
Well, from a glove standpoint as well.
And we're in close proximity here from our broadcast location. I didn't hear anyone call that one.
Well, they deferred to DeLugos. He clearly was the one who wanted to make the play on it. Now it's raining a decent bit.
Well, let's hope that it just passes. May take some of the dust out of the field. Two balls, no strikes. Owen Schober representing the top of the order on deck. Should Caleb Price keep the inning alive?
It's now 3-0.
We'll thank Matt Palumbo, PA announcer, pitch counter, and scoreboard operator. And we'll get him to get out his trusty phone and give us a weather report as well.
It is coming down pretty substantially at this juncture. There's a strike. I will say in the distance, it doesn't look too dark. So you would think that this would be short-lived.
I think that's what everybody's hoping for. We don't want any delays in the schedule.
There's a ball 4 that wasn't particularly close. So an error and then a walk.
Now batting third baseman number 3, Owen Schober.
At this point, you can hear the rain on our crowd mic.
That's hit to short, and it gets past Perla. Spiller up with it. He's got a cannon of an arm, and they won't test it. Bases are loaded, however.
For Cam Ferry, the center fielder, flied out in his first at-bat.
Kind of seemed like Perla was expecting that would come up.
It looked like he was
bounce.
playing for one more hop, and it never happened.
Okay, it says light rain for the next hour. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call this light.
Well, once the game starts, it is in the hands of the umpires.
That's up. That's foul. Might be playable. And will actually fall just out of reach of everyone, and I believe out of play. So it counts 1-1.
Well, if you trust the radar, it looks like this is going to be blowing through here in a matter of moments, but...
Well, I'm seeing the same thing that Matt had, which it is going to rain for about the next hour, but the hope and the indication is that it would be lighter than this for most of that time. This is the heavier, and that's thrown away. And that's going to bring home a run. So an E1 allows Sutton to score. Remember, he reached...
They're going to cover the mound, it looks like, Sean.
He reached on the air that really should have ended this inning.
Yes.
So we're going to have a delay in what I hope, and I think everyone hopes, will be a brief delay. But it is raining pretty hard right now, so understandable. It is a 3-1 Meat Links lead. We'll step aside and get you back set when we return to action. But right now, top of the second, 2 runners on base at second and third specifically, and a 1-1 count to Cam Ferry. It is a 3-1 Bardini's lead over St. Anthony's. We're in a rain delay. We'll take a break, come back when the action's about to resume right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.